There's a quiet truth about nutrition that many people over 60 have never been told. We hear this advice all the time. If you feel your legs getting weak, just eat more protein. Eat more eggs. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But for millions of seniors, it's just not working. You eat the protein, but that weakness in your thighs, that unsteadiness on your feet, it doesn't go away. Welcome to Healthier Daily. I'm Dr. Ben Carter. That feeling of fading strength has a name. It's sarcopenia. And today we are going to challenge the idea that just eating more eggs is the only answer. In fact, we're going to reveal how certain powerful vegetables hold a hidden key to rebuilding that lost muscle. And to help us understand this, we are so honored to have our lead expert, Dr. Shigeki Hinohara.
Thank you, Ben. It is a pleasure. The advice to eat more protein is not wrong, but it is deeply incomplete. It is like telling a general that the only secret to winning a war is to have plenty of food rations for his soldiers. Rations are essential, but what if the war is still being lost? Sarcopenia is a quiet war against your body's fortress. Your muscles are your loyal defenders. The protein you eat like eggs or meat are simply the rations. But you can send in all the rations in the world. If the soldiers are too tired and deaf to hear the commands to rebuild, or if hidden saboteurs like inflammation are wounding them in the night, then the rations just pile up unused. The fortress still weakens day by day. This is why the rations alone are failing. To win this campaign, you don't just need more rations. You need a special operations team. This Spec Ops team is made of powerful, specific compounds hidden inside simple, everyday vegetables. They don't just feed the soldiers. They protect them from the saboteurs, they repair the communication lines, and they amplify the build command so your soldiers can actually use the rations you send them.
That's a powerful way to look at it, Doctor. Not just more protein, but smarter support from these special ops vegetables. So that is our promise to you today. In this masterclass, we will reveal the 4 critical missions this vegetable team must accomplish to defeat sarcopenia. We will show you exactly which vegetables are on this team and how they work scientifically to restore your strength, your balance, and your confidence. If you are ready to stop just feeding your muscles and start truly reinforcing them, please make that commitment to yourself. Go to the comment section right now and type the word reinforce. And while you are there, if you haven't already, please subscribe to Healthier Daily and ring that notification bell. Let's assemble your new special ops team starting right now. So that is the big central question. Why aren't the rations working? Why can a senior eat a diet with plenty of protein, like eggs or chicken, and still feel their legs getting weaker year after year? The answer, and this is the most important concept we will share today, is that we have been misidentifying the enemy. The problem for most seniors is not just a lack of protein. The problem is that your body is fighting a quiet 2-front war. The first front you are losing on is a condition scientists call anabolic resistance. Now, anabolic is just a scientific word that means to build. And resistance means just what it sounds like. Your body is resisting the command to build.
In our metaphor, your loyal defenders, your muscle cells, have become hard of hearing. They have become deaf to your commands.
Here is how it's supposed to work. When you eat protein, it's broken down into its building blocks, amino acids. One of those amino acids, a very special one called leucine, is the general's command. It is the most powerful signal in your body that shouts at your muscle cells, build, repair, grow, When you are 30 years old, your muscle cells are highly sensitive. Their radios are turned all the way up. Even a small build signal from leucine gets an immediate strong response. The soldiers hear it and get to work. But after 60, something changes. Your muscle cells' ears, their internal receptors, become less sensitive. It's like the soldiers have turned the volume on their radios way down. You can send the exact same build signal, the same amount of protein from your eggs, but the soldier on the front line just doesn't hear it. It takes a much louder, much stronger, and more frequent signal to get them to finally start building. This is anabolic resistance. This is why just eating eggs is not enough. You're sending a command that is no longer being heard.
But as Ben said, this is a two-front war. While your soldiers are deaf to the build commands, they are also being attacked from behind.
This is the second enemy, the saboteur. This is chronic low-grade inflammation. We talk about this silent fire a lot on Healthier Daily, and it is devastating to muscle tissue. Inflammation is actively catabolic. That is the scientific opposite of anabolic. It means to break down. So just imagine this catastrophic situation. You are eating your protein rations, trying to send a build signal that your deaf soldiers' anabolic resistance can't even hear. And at the exact same time, a saboteur. Inflammation is sneaking into the camp and actively dismantling your muscle fibers, breaking them down for energy. You are trying to build a fortress wall while a spy is pulling the stones out from the other side. You are working twice as hard just to stay in the same place, or more often to lose ground slowly, day after day.
Do you see the crisis now? Our defenders, our muscles are in a terrible position. They are deaf to the build commands, and they are being wounded by the saboteur. Just sending in more rations, protein, or eggs cannot win this war. It is a failed strategy. This is precisely why we need the Special Operations Team, our vegetables. They are not just more rations. They are the specialists who will win this war for us. Our battle plan from here is clear, and it has 4 critical missions. We must use these special foods to: First mission 1, defeat the saboteur. We must send in the specialists who can find and neutralize that inflammatory fire. Second mission 2, secure the supply and communication lines. We must repair the gut so the rations are absorbed and fix the radio's nerves so the commands are clear. Third mission 3, amplify the build signal. We must send in compounds that shout the build command so loudly that even the deaf soldiers can finally hear it. And fourth mission 4, deliver elite-grade rations.
This is the new strategy, and as you can see, it goes far beyond just eating protein. It's time to stop the saboteurs and support our troops. Let's begin with mission number 1.
Our battle plan is clear. What is the very first thing a wise general does when he discovers his troops are being attacked from within? He does not just send them more food. He does not demand that they run faster or train harder. No. He first sends in his elite soldiers, his Special Operations Team, to find and neutralize the saboteur. This is mission number 1. Before we can even begin a conversation about building new muscle, we must, as our absolute first priority, stop the silent destructive process that is actively breaking it down. We must defeat the saboteur of chronic inflammation.
That's exactly right, Doctor. As we established in Part 2, chronic low-grade inflammation is catabolic. That is the scientific word for breaking down. That silent fire that so many seniors are living with, often caused by diet stress or belly fat, is constantly sending out signals, inflammatory messengers that are like a wound to your muscle cells. Your body in its wisdom sees this wound and goes into an emergency breakdown mode. It starts breaking down your own muscle tissue to get the resources it thinks it needs to fight this phantom fire. You are losing muscle not because you aren't eating, but because your body is actively sacrificing it. So for our first mission, we need a specialist. We need a disruptor who can get behind enemy lines and shut down the saboteur's communication. This brings us to our first special ops vegetable, broccoli. Now, the protein in broccoli is nice, about 3 grams per serving, but that's not its secret weapon. Its weapon is a powerful compound called sulforaphane. Think of sulforaphane as the ultimate saboteur hunter. It is a biohacker. It activates a special pathway in your body that powerfully tells your own cells to turn on their internal antioxidant and anti-inflammatory defenses. But it also directly helps to shut down the main command center for inflammation. In short, it stops the production of the very saboteurs that are wounding your muscles. It's not just a shield, it's an active counteroffensive. Our next specialist on this anti-sabotage team is spinach. Again, a good protein source, but its true power in this mission is twofold. First, it is the shield. It is packed with powerful antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin. These compounds are like body armor for your muscle cells. They protect them from the shrapnel of the war, the oxidative stress and free radicals that are generated by inflammation. But spinach has a second secret ability. It's one of the richest sources of natural nitrates. When you eat these, your body converts them into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a powerful signal that tells your blood vessels to relax and widen. Why is this critical for our mission? It improves your supply lines. Wider, more open blood vessels mean your body can more easily deliver oxygen and nutrients, like our protein rations, to the soldiers. And just as importantly, it can flush out the inflammatory saboteurs and waste products away from the battlefield. Spinach helps clean the battlefield while protecting the troops. The final member of this elite anti-sabotage team is kale. Kale is a fantastic all-rounder. Like broccoli, it has compounds that support your body's anti-inflammatory pathways. Like spinach, it's loaded with antioxidants. But it also brings another rare specialist to the fight, alpha-lipoic acid, or ALA. Alpha-lipoic acid is a unique antioxidant because it works in both water and fat environments in your body. It's like a medic who can go anywhere in the battlefield. But its real magic is that it helps your body recycle other shields like vitamin C and E. It's the team's medic running around the battlefield reviving the other antioxidants so they can get back into the fight and continue protecting your muscle cells from damage and fatigue. So you see, this special ops team of broccoli, spinach, and kale isn't just vegetable protein. They are a sophisticated military unit. They hunt the saboteurs, sulforaphane. They shield the soldiers, antioxidants. They clear the battlefield, nitrates, and they revive the shields, alpha-lipoic acid.
This is so critical. I am reminded of a patient, a gentleman named Samuel, 71. He came to me with that deep muscle fatigue and achiness. His legs just hurt. He was trying to eat more protein, but he said, "Doctor, it feels like my body is at war with itself." He was exactly right. We didn't immediately focus on building muscle. We focused on mission 1. We had him start every single day with what he called his green team smoothie, a big handful of spinach, a handful of kale, and a little fruit. We also had him add steamed broccoli to his dinner several times a week. The first thing he reported back before he felt stronger was that he felt calmer. The aching subsided. The war in his body was quieting down. He said, "My legs don't feel like they are fighting me anymore." He had to win this first mission. He had to defeat the saboteurs before any real rebuilding could begin. We have made excellent progress. Our Special Ops team from Part 3 has successfully engaged the saboteurs. The inflammatory fire is beginning to quiet down. But our defenders, our muscle cell soldiers, are still in a very precarious position. Why? Because a soldier who is safe but cannot get his food rations or cannot hear his commands is a soldier who will eventually be defeated. This brings us to the vital mission number 2. We must secure the supply lines and repair the communication lines.
This is a concept that most people completely miss when they think about muscle strength, doctor. They think the protein they eat just magically appears at the muscle. It does not. It must first go through a long, complex, and often damaged supply line, your digestive system. As we age, our digestive system often becomes less efficient. We may produce less stomach acid. Our gut lining can become irritated or inflamed. You can be eating the most expensive, high-quality protein in the world, the best rations. But if your gut supply line is broken, that protein is not being broken down and absorbed properly. It's not reaching the soldiers. It's a critical bottleneck in your entire campaign.
So before we can even use the rations, we must send in the engineers to repair that supply line, a specialist team.
Exactly, and that specialist is our next Special Ops vegetable, okra. Now, okra has a good 2 grams of protein per cup, but that is not its primary mission. Its secret weapon is its mucilage. That's the slimy or gel-like substance that okra is famous for. Many people dislike that texture, but that gel is pure medicine for your gut. Think of that mucilage as a soothing, protective balm for the entire supply line. It coats your digestive tract, it calms gut inflammation, which, as we know, is a source of the saboteurs from Mission 1, and it feeds your good gut bacteria, acting as a prebiotic. A calm, soothed, and well-fed gut is an efficient gut. It's a gut that can do its job and absorb nutrients. By eating okra, you are sending in the repair crew to fix the supply line, ensuring that the protein and nutrients from all your other foods can actually get through the bloodstream and reach your hungry muscles. It ensures the rations are not lost in transit.
This is wonderful. So the supply lines are now open thanks to the okra. The rations are finally getting through. But the soldiers still seem confused. They are well fed, but they are not responding to commands. They are wobbly, unsteady. The radio seems to be down.
This is the second half of Mission 2, and it's just as vital. Sarcopenia, that muscle loss, isn't just a muscle problem. It's a neuromuscular problem. Your muscles do nothing until your nerves, the communication lines, tell them what to do. If those signals are weak, slow, or full of static, your balance will be off, your steps will be wobbly, and your strength will feel unreliable. This is where our communication specialist comes in, asparagus. Asparagus has a good 2-3 grams of protein, yes, but its true power for this mission is its high content of a nutrient called choline. Choline is the raw material your body must have to build acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is the literal radio signal, the chemical message that your nerve ending releases to tell your muscle fiber to contract. It is the go command. If you are low in choline, your radio signals are weak. Your brain sends the command step up onto that curb, But the message that arrives at the muscle is just a quiet whisper. Step up. This is that feeling of hesitation, weakness, or unsteadiness. Asparagus, along with its high folate content, another key nerve health vitamin, acts as the radio technician. It repairs the communication lines and boosts the signal strength, ensuring your commands are heard loud and clear.
I am reminded of a patient, a 74-year-old woman named Evelyn. She was not just weak, she was disconnected, as she put it. She had digestive issues, yes, but her main complaint was that she didn't trust her own legs. She'd go to take a step, and her foot just wouldn't land where she expected. She was wobbly, and she was afraid of falling. We put her on a full protocol, but we made a special point to include these two special ops vegetables. We had her add simple stewed okra to her dinners to soothe her gut supply line, and steamed asparagus to her lunches for the nerve support. She came back and told me something beautiful. She said, "Doctor, I don't just feel stronger, I feel steadier. I feel connected to my feet again." She had repaired her supply lines and her communication lines. The rations were getting through, and the commands were being heard.
That sense of connection is absolutely everything, and we feel so connected to our community watching from all over the world. Please take just a moment to share which state or country you are watching from in the comments below. It's a true inspiration for us to see this global, Healthier Daily team.
We have achieved so much. Our special ops team has been deployed. Mission 1, the saboteurs' inflammation are in retreat. Mission 2, the supply lines, your gut, and communication lines, your nerves, are secure and open. The battlefield is finally safe. The soldiers are protected, and they can hear their commands. But now we face the core problem we discussed in Part 2, anabolic resistance. Our soldiers, our muscle cells, are hard of hearing. They are deaf to the normal build commands. Just sending in the usual rations like eggs is not enough. We must now, as our third mission, send a signal so loud and clear that even the most resistant soldiers must hear it.
That's exactly right, Doctor. This is Mission 3, amplify the build signal. We need to use specialists that act like signal amplifiers and megaphones, and we'll do this in two critical ways. First, we need to reinforce the structure that the muscle lives in. We need to rebuild the barracks. This refers to the collagen framework, the tendons and connective tissues that hold your muscles together. Our specialist for this mission is Brussels sprouts. A cup of cooked sprouts has about 4 grams of protein, which is excellent. But its real weapon, its signal amplifier, is its massive dose of vitamin C. As we've learned in our Joint Health Masterclass, vitamin C is the essential key your body must have to weave new strong collagen. It's the master engineer for the framework. By eating Brussels sprouts, you are sending a loud signal to rebuild the framework, making your muscles more resilient and flexible.
The barracks are now strong, but we still need to shout the command to the soldiers themselves. Build. This is how we overcome that deafness of anabolic resistance.
This is Mission 4, deliver elite rations that contain the general's megaphone. That megaphone is a very specific amino acid called leucine. Leucine is without question the most powerful amino acid trigger for muscle protein synthesis. It is the loudest build signal in existence. And our elite specialist for this mission is green peas. A single cup of cooked green peas delivers nearly 8 grams of high-quality protein. But more importantly, it is loaded with leucine. For aging muscles that have become deaf to normal protein, signals a leucine-rich food like peas is one of the only signals loud enough to cut through the static, flip the build switch, and force that muscle cell to start repairing and growing. And to support this mission, we'll also bring in our next specialist, mushrooms. Mushrooms provide a solid 3 to 5 grams of protein, but they are also packed with B vitamins. Think of these B vitamins as the energy supply for the soldiers. They help the muscle cells use all the protein rations and act on the build command that the peas are shouting at them.
This concept of amplifying the signal is the solution. I am reminded of a 73-year-old man, Thomas. He was a perfect example of anabolic resistance. He was very frustrated. He told me, "Doctor, I am eating a ton of protein. I eat 2 eggs every morning and a piece of chicken every night. I am sending in the rations." But he was getting weaker. His legs were thinning. He was scared. We looked at his diet, and it was only rations. He had no special ops team, so we had him make 2 changes. We had him add a large serving of green peas to his dinner right alongside his chicken, and we had him add roasted Brussels sprouts to his lunches. He came back 2 months later, and he held out his arm and flexed. He said, "Doctor, feel this. It's not just in my head. I feel solid." By adding the leucine megaphone from the peas and the collagen support from the sprouts, he had finally sent a signal loud enough for his deaf soldiers to hear. For the first time in years, he was truly rebuilding. We have assembled a truly elite special operations team. We have the saboteur hunters like broccoli and spinach to fight inflammation. We have the line engineers like okra and asparagus to secure our supply and communication lines. And we have the signal amplifiers like Brussels sprouts and green peas to shout the build command. This is a formidable force. But Ben, in any great campaign, a general always dreams of one thing: that one elite special forces unit. The best of the best who can be dropped deep behind enemy lines and accomplish all the missions at once. Does such a reinforcement even exist in the plant world?
Doctor, it absolutely does. And it's the one we've been saving for last, the original script's #1 pick, for a very good reason. It's often called the miracle tree, and frankly, it is a biological game changer for seniors. We are talking about moringa. Moringa is that elite special forces unit. It's so powerful because it contributes to all 4 of our missions simultaneously. First, and most incredibly, Mission 4, Elite Rations. This is the payoff to our Forget Eggs promise. Moringa is one of the very few plants on Earth that is a complete protein. That means it contains all 9 of the essential amino acids your body must get from food, just like eggs or meat do. And yes, that includes a high-quality dose of leucine, the megaphone. We need to break through anabolic resistance. This is the core of the Moringa complete protein benefits. Second, Mission 1, defeat the saboteur. Moringa is loaded with a massive arsenal of antioxidants like quercetin and chlorogenic acid. It's a world-class saboteur hunter directly fighting the inflammation and oxidative stress that we know actively wastes muscle tissue. Third, Mission 2, secure the lines. Moringa is also a rich source of the very nutrients our special ops team needs, including iron and calcium, which support the delivery of oxygen and nerve signals to your muscles. It's a supply line specialist and communication support all in one. And finally, it supports all our Sarcopenia nutritional interventions in one simple natural food. The most practical way for most of us to use it is as a fine powder, which you can find in most health food stores. The fresh leaves are wonderful if you can find them, but the powder is incredibly versatile. You can add a spoonful to your daily smoothie, stir it into a tea or soup, or even mix it into your yogurt. It's a simple daily way to deploy your special forces.
So the battle plan is complete. We no longer have to feel helpless. We no longer have to just send in rations and hope for the best. We can go on the offensive. We can stop the saboteurs. We can repair our supply lines, and we can amplify the signal to our defenders. We can win this war against weakness.
That is the entire plan. So let's summarize your new battle plan for sarcopenia. This is how you design a true anabolic resistance in seniors' diet. 1. Build your base missions 1 and 2. Your daily foundation must be the saboteur hunters and the line repair crews. This is your broccoli with its sulforaphane muscle inflammation benefits, your spinach, kale, okra, and asparagus. 2. Add your boosters. Mission 3. To amplify the build signal, you must focus on leucine vegetable sources. Your green peas and mushrooms are critical here, as are your Brussels sprouts for collagen support. 3. Deploy the ultimate reinforcement, Mission 4. This is your moringa. The moringa complete protein benefits make it an elite ration that supports all missions at once. This entire strategy, from the sulforaphane in broccoli to the leucine in peas, is one of the most powerful sarcopenia nutritional interventions you can possibly deploy. If this masterclass on rebuilding your strength with this special ops team of vegetables has given you hope and a clear plan, please show your support by giving this video a like, and please share it. So many people believe that only meat and eggs can build muscle, and they need to hear this powerful, true message. And if you have not yet joined our campaign, this is your official invitation to subscribe to Healthier Daily and ring that notification bell. We are here to fight these battles with you, armed with science and wisdom. Finally, our most important question for you today. As you think about your own campaign for strength, which of the 4 missions defeating saboteurs, inflammation securing lines, gut nerve amplifying signals, leucine collagen, or delivering elite rations, moringa, do you feel your muscles need the most right now? Please share your answer in the comments below. Your battle plan could inspire another soldier in our community. From all of us at Healthier Daily, thank you for your time.
Be a wise and patient general. Support your defenders, and they will in turn support you. Stay strong.